Little
We should make a food truck that we do ice cream. We'll do an ice cream food truck and we'll park it right outside Lemieux. And it'll be
great. So we'll do an
Moo.
ice cream food truck. It's just called an ice cream truck, you drunk moron.
I'm not that drunk. I've had two. Okay, I might be a little drunk. But that's besides the point. Anyway,
an ice cream food truck. You mean an ice cream truck?
Presumably, we'll have ice cream sandwiches.
So do ice cream trucks.
Shut up.
Hi, I'm Tommy, and I'm your friend to the end. Heidi-ho!
Do you know how I discovered this movie? It wasn't even the first bad movie that led me on the trail of bad movies. I was just like, you know what? I'm going to make more of an effort to watch just more movies because there's a lot of like classics I've never even seen. Yeah. So I'm like, let's watch some obscure stuff, right? I watched a movie, which we probably should watch, but it's so bad it's not even entertaining. Like this movie, Pretty Little Stalker, which came out in 2018, which we are going to trash. And all my friends are like, your podcast takes 2 hours. I go, yeah. I go, we are probably going to share stories and anecdotes and forget what we're talking about.
Yeah, it's a whole thing. It's great.
And it's the therapy. It's therapy. It's the highlight of my week. You know, last night everyone went home with someone. I was like, I'm spending 2 hours with Ammon over webcam. I feel like a teenager all over again is 1999.
Yeah, exactly. How appropriate.
How appropriate, yeah. I'm pretty sure that guy had a beard too. I made a joke once, a really off-color joke. Oh, that got me in a lot of trouble on Facebook. And when I mean a lot of trouble, I just got the Tommy. I was like, I really miss being a 13-year-old pretending to be a 16-year-old, talking to someone who claimed to be a 21-year-old, who was probably a 45-year-old, married with kids. I was like, wow, yeah. I wonder whatever happened to that pedophile Iceman 6969. You know, the one who told me he told me he was like, what?
Did you really talk to an Iceman 6969?
Yeah, I did.
Because that was my handle.
Oh my God. Yeah. Oh, good. We were the same age.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We're all good. We're all good. FBI, CIA, who's watching this podcast.
Yeah, you know what? That would be my mom and my NSA agent are the ones who watch the podcast.
Yeah, right.
Everyone's like, you need 2 hours. I go, yeah, I'm gonna go have fun with my with my webcam friend, which sounds even worse. But yeah, I was like, yeah, it takes 2 hours because we're gonna rip apart this movie, and I know he's gonna yell at me, which is even funnier. So I was like, I was getting in the mood, and then like I was cleaning, and then it turned into let's reorganize X, Y, and Z because I have off tomorrow, so I don't want to leave the house at all. So let's just get everything out of the way now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, but I've been looking forward to this all week. It makes me really happy to just talk a movie, be fucking stupid, and learn more about each other.
Of course, that's what this really is for.
Last time,
this webcam is so much better than the old one. Like,
it looks really
you can see
good,
the creases.
Yeah. The other one made it look like you had work done. You had Botox.
Yeah.
In like, now you're. It's like, ooh, Ammon, you sure you want to show your age on cam? Oh yeah, he's almost 40 for sure. But no, like I made that joke about like I'm like, oh, I wonder where that sexual predator was from Yahoo chat rooms in 1999. They used to talk to all the time. Claims he looked like Drew Lachey. I was so stupid, but you know what? I felt seen.
I felt like that was part of being a millennial, growing up with the internet.
Yeah, now
you had to have that experience.
Yeah, now you look at chat rooms, it's all about Discord now. I don't even know where I can tell you I'm old because I'm like, I don't know how to work all this. So when I have to do like wrestling interviews or other podcasts with friends, or they want me on as a guest, they're like, download Audacity, download this. I'm like, but why? I go, this is a lot, you know? I'm like, what do I click? God help me. I was playing Among Us and I was just so confused. It took years off my life.
I like that. I like that game.
Among Us is fun, but dude, I I tried playing without a mic because my mic was broken. Let me tell you, that's the worst. That's the worst.
Oh yeah, if you don't have a mic, you're dead. You're done for.
Well, I was playing and my mic was on so I could talk, and I vented as the imposter, and they heard me vent, and no one even saw me. They just went, they're like, Tommy's the imposter. Vent. And I was like, no, I saw someone else vent. And I was ejected. I was like, fine, fuck you guys, whatever. So
this game sucks.
This game sucks. So back to the original topic. How I discovered Pretty Little Stalker was I was like looking through Netflix, and there was a movie called Home is Where the Evil Is. And that I was like, whoa, dude, no, this is really bad. Like, I could not find any fun in it. I think that's why these movies are fun to do for podcasts, because it's like, I'm mad at you. Well, I'm mad at you. Like, you made us watch Love and Gelato. At least Pretty Little Stalker seems to go by pretty quickly. Like,
it did.
Yeah,
Love There was a lot of like filler too for no reason.
Oh, you mean Pierce, the gay friend who gets ran over by a car? We'll get to that in a second.
I'm glad we met him.
I know. Well, we needed a body count. Like, literally, anyone who is not integral to the plot is there for the body count, and that's fine for like Jason or Freddy or Michael or Chucky, whomever. But I'm like, does Mallory really need a body count? Like, I feel like this is just no. She's like 5'1", you know, like, come on. She's 5'1",
so
and her forehead is a full head. Like,
it's like mine. It's bigger than mine.
Oh, no, your forehead's fine. Your forehead's fine. And I hate to body shame anyone, but just that forehead. We'll get to her. We'll get to all that and the stuff. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Home is Where the Evil Is. I'm not even going to suggest it for the channel. I mean, maybe if we get super desperate, but I feel like you'll quit the podcast. I really feel like you'll leave. You'll leave me.
Like, no, never again.
Yeah, and then talk to my therapist. Be like, he left. He just like left. I picked a movie and he left. And you know, sure, it was after Pretty Little Stalker, but oh my God, that'd be so funny to have a friend or boyfriend or whomever break up with you because you made them watch a certain movie. My best friend Laura almost broke up with me when I made her see Halle Berry's Catwoman. Like, listen, we both saw it at the same time together. She made me see that god-awful Arthur movie that I think had like Keira Knightley in it as like a warrior Guinevere or whatever.
Oh, yeah. That was...
Yeah. I don't know. Like, one day we just got a wild hair up our asses and we're like, we're going to go shopping and eat and we're going to see a double feature movie and just stay out all day. And she picked Arthur. I hated it. I picked Catwoman. We both hated it. And now I love it because she hated it so much. It was such a miserable day that I look back very fondly on that movie. So, yeah, Pretty Little Stalker. Let's get into it. 2018. You saw it like today, right? Or last night?
So I watched it last night and I finished like the last 10 minutes today. Mostly because my
10 minutes
medical marijuana kicked in and I couldn't handle it.
Well, since it's fresh in your memory, you want to kick us off?
Yes. So it opens up with a woman who is in her bedroom and she is kind of like hyping herself up. Clearly, she's in a little bit of emotional distress. She has a book open that says "Announcing Your Divorce," and
geez, that author buried the plot,
right? Then she has her dress laid out, and at first I'm like, "Why is the dress longer than she is?" And then it's like, then you realize it's her wedding dress. And then
You sure you're not gay? You sure you're not gay? Because your first thought was like, why is the dress longer than her? Like,
I'm neurodivergent. It's close, but not the same.
Neurodivergent and homosexuality are very close.
I'm gonna get canceled immediately for this.
No, it's okay. My mom's a Republican. We already established she's the only one of two people who are gonna watch this. My NSA agent.
And so then Neckbeard comes in. And when I say neckbeard, this guy's beard, like the neck. So like I have a beard. This is a beard. This is what a beard looks like. He didn't have this part. It was just this like this, but all the way down here. It was ridiculous. He comes in and my first thought was, well, I wonder who this guy's going to vote for.
He had a rough day though. Like I'm
clearly,
like, wow.
he was definitely a Trump supporter.
You look like how I felt working at TripAdvisor.
So abusive neckbeard comes in and says, "No, you're not going to leave me," and has a shotgun at some point, and pumps it. It has
leaves the hallway. He leaves the master bedroom.
Yeah.
Turns the corner, comes back. It wasn't like there was a gun case like at the like. It was just like
he just had it ready.
Yeah.
He just has a shotgun ready, in true Republican fashion. Just shotguns in every room.
Oh, this makes sense. I forgot. Well, first off, no. Welcome to Tommy Watches It.
Oh God, yeah.
Welcome to Tommy Watches It.
We'll edit this out. We'll be fine.
Tommy Watches It. ... with Ammon, and today we're reviewing Pretty Little Stalker. I knew we forgot something. This movie takes place in Louisville, Kentucky.
Oh, is that where? See, and I never got that. I was like, where the fuck are they?
So I only know that because I had to look up the last 10 minutes of the movie. And you'll know why when we get there, because I got a big fucking problem with the timeline of this movie. We'll get there. But yeah, it takes place in, even the AI generated Google system brought up this tidbit that I'm going to bring up. So we'll get to the end, but they're in Louisville, Kentucky, which is really weird because like everyone has their teeth in this movie. So I shouldn't say that. Right. Like I follow We Watched a Movie podcast, and those guys have all their teeth too. And they're like, they don't look inbred. So maybe like Kentucky just has really good looking people. And it's just a really bad stereotype that they put out there so no one else moves out there.
That's it. I should start doing that.
In Salt Lake City.
Too many people. Yeah, there's too many people. There's too many good looking people in Salt Lake City. We got to start like.
I've been in Salt Lake City.
It's fine.
Anyway,
people, terrible liquor laws. Anyway,
go on.
Here's my issue with the shotgun. One, how readily he had it available in the 3 seconds, and then two, you get the shh, and it's like, oh wow, it's gonna be a big fucking shot. It's gonna be a big boom, and it's like pink outside, and that's all you hear. I'm like, did he shoot her with a 22? Like, what the hell happened? If you shoot somebody with a shotgun, even if it's a slug, that's not gonna be a person anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're gone.
Mm-hmm.
They're vaporized. Like that's like a whole thing. But anyway, that's like, I know that's like my military experience coming out a little bit.
No, I love that because I was going to ask you. You have experience with guns. The shotgun, he clearly kills himself. We don't see it. We just see the flashes of the gunshots outside, right? He clearly he unalives himself, which like okay, whatever. But like, how easy is it to do that with a shotgun? Like,
I mean, I guess you could like kind of like. I guess you could use your toe.
Do that motion again real quick. I'm gonna screen grab that.
Yeah. You put the shotgun in your mouth and then you use your toe to pull the trigger.
Oh man. Oh no. I have Fred Flintstone feet. I somehow would mess up.
I know, yeah, I could do that.
I can't do that. So and then it like zooms in on the book with a really poorly designed cover.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And then it moves on into the future. At some unknown time.
Did it give a time card?
I don't remember.
I guess it doesn't really matter. We move on and we meet. It's the book signing, right?
Yes, that is the book signing with an irresponsible amount of cleavage for a book signing.
You know what? And what's funny is it's not like she's writing like Mary Fisher books. Like,
yeah, it's like self-help books.
Yeah, there's self-help books, and her titties are out. And it's like if you're writing to like appeal to men, okay, cool. But it's a lot of Karens, a lot of Karen energy in that line. And we meet Lorna, the author of said book, at her book reading and book signing, and her husband's like marveling at her And then like her, I gotta look at the cast listing here because I think the husband's name was Harry, which I made a joke about because he's got. I think if I'm remembering correctly, he had a pretty hairy chest. So I was like, haha, I
He
get
had a
it.
very hairy chest.
Yeah, Harry, which I like. That's fine. But I was like, oh, was that on purpose? And then we also meet Kelsey played by Heather Morris from Glee, who was the stupid cheerleader. Now she's trying to be like do this adult role, but she still looks like she's in high school, which is even funnier to me.
Yeah,
and,
like we'll get to that.
And so like Lorna's ambushed by a blogger who is like, you know, I have a real big following, and she tries to like, it's like a gotcha moment. Like, why would you I tuned out because I was like, we're gonna establish like Lorna is all about like I'm positive and empowering and blah blah blah, and my boobs are out and I'm hot, and look at my hot husband with the hairy chest, and you're a bullshit blogger. And it's pretty much what it is. Like the blogger is so, you see it coming a mile away that it's like a trap for Lorna. And just Kelsey's in her face like, man, you need to go. You need to go. And I'm like, you bitch, you need to go back to Glee. Like, stop. Like, usually when you work with Ryan Murphy, he puts you in other projects, and you're not in any other projects, which means either you made him mad or you're just not an attractive male. So I hate Ryan Murphy. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I know. But yeah, she's like, ma'am. And then Lorna's like, no, and does her little feminist empowering speech, which I was like, I don't understand why we needed this. Like, I think it's to establish that she knows what she's talking about because she's also a divorcee and she's writing from personal experience. And then everyone's like, yes, Sable, I know. Yeah, honey. Yeah, my cat's like, yeah, I know. Yeah. And then we see the pretty little stalker. Emphasis on the little, because she's like, she looks 5'1".
Yes.
Who's in line just like being suspicious and looking around, you know?
Yeah, how could we ever suspect that she was going to be the protagonist in the story? Like, how would we ever get that if they didn't make her suspicious?
Yeah, don't be suspicious. Don't be.
Yeah, don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Nope.
It's ridiculous.
All right, next up, go on. I'm letting you take point on this since you have the fresh.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah,
you're good. So she does her little empowerment speech, and everyone's like, yeah, she knows what's up. Anyway. Women, yeah, dope. Oh, there's a weird sexual chemistry in that scene between Kelsey and Mallory.
Oh.
And I wrote down, Blondie will 100% scissor cleavage.
Oh, Mallory is the stalker. Lorna.
Oh, sorry, not Mallory, Lorna.
I mean, if I was a woman, I'd scissor Lorna. She's actually very hot. Like.
Oh yeah. I know. We've talked a little bit about like physical appearance.
Mm-hmm.
All of these actors are gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
No doubt. Yeah. We're not. We are making fun of them in the context of the movie. We're not making fun of them as people. We're not making fun of them for their physical appearance as they are people. We are making fun of them in the context of this movie. Like, we are in Louisville, Kentucky, people. No one looks this good.
I don't know. The boys from We Watched a Movie, they look really fucking good. And I'm like, you're in Kentucky?
They're using AI to, like, spruce them up.
You're in Kentucky, they ain't using AI. Well, that's what's even funnier is I'm like, you guys are in Kentucky, but you're so cool. And good looking. Huh?
Oh, wait. It doesn't go to the party. It goes to the bedroom
of this 40-year-old teenager.
Yeah. Like, when did you have him? When you were 8, Lorna?
Yeah.
Were you 8 when you had him? Like, what is happening right now?
Please tell me she's his sister mom. Like, she's the sister who like raised her brother, and he just calls her mom because that's all they only had each other when they were living with their 2 other siblings at the end of a boxcar train, and they solved mysteries. You know, like no, like, it's not the boxcar children. Is this a Flowers in the Attic situation? No, it's not. This woman, we are trying to be made to believe that this woman birthed this
grown-ass man
accountant sitting on this bed. with this adorable, really cute, redheaded teenager. I believe Sienna McCormick is her name. She was on American
Yes.
Horror Stories. Sierra McCormick, sorry. She's actually like one of the few good performances in this movie. Because she's playing a fucking teenager and she looks the part and she acts like a teenager would act, and her boyfriend's a total
She was the best part of the whole movie. She was the only believable character in this entire thing.
Yeah, okay, I will go with that.
Which is sad.
I will go with that. But well, Lorna herself is also not like Lorna feels like a regular person that got put into this awful movie, and she's reacting to how like she's in disbelief about how horrible and stupid everything is. Like, wait a minute, this isn't normal. So it comes off a little bit stiff and wooden, almost like the character itself, the main character herself, does not believe the stupidity that's going on right now. She's just in disbelief. But yeah, Sierra McCormick as what was her name? Bridget.
Bridget, yes, with the red head.
With the Bridget with the red hair, yeah.
The soulless.
With the accountant, I literally was like,
bullshit.
I have the hiccups. I'm sorry. I ate too many raisins.
You're good.
I want to look up how old this kid was. Like in the movie, he's supposed to be like turning 18, but I want to know how old this actor was because I feel so. Listen, he doesn't look old. He just does not look like a teenager. That's like saying. Listen,
when did this movie come out?
2018.
Oh, well, he actually might be pretty young.
That's what's sad. Like, listen.
He was 22.
Okay, well, no. He should have played the stepfather. Because honestly, it was like watching Stockard Channing playing Rizzo in Grease. I don't believe for a second that you're a student, okay? No. This grown man on this bed with this teenager. I almost called the cops.
Right? Yeah, it was something.
And then to like make it really clear that he's a boy, they litter the room with all kinds of like baseball bat, football, tennis balls, banners,
video games.
To all these colleges, and I'm like, okay, all right. He likes sports.
This is what this movie does to me.
Oh, what is it? What are you drinking?
It's tequila. It's going straight tequila.
Straight tequila. Oh,
no, I'm just kidding.
That.
It's with soda. It's with soda water. But I ran out on our last one because it was 2 hours long, so I needed refreshment.
Oh, okay. So the longer we go, you might get progressively gayer.
It is.
I got you. Yes.
You know what? It's not gay. It's men empowerment.
It's not gay if we keep our socks on.
You're good. So, yeah, we have the cute, romantic scene with the boy, the man boy, and the love interest.
And they're taking too long to play that game where you put your hands on top of each other. And you try to
yeah.
And it's like it was so awkward because it's like, and I'm like, is he gay? Because at first I'm like, is he gay? Because that would be okay. That would make sense why this is so awkward. There's no chemistry. Yeah. No, he's not gay. He's just super awkward. He's as tall as Frankenstein, and he looks like he's been paying a mortgage for at least 10 years.
Exactly. Lorna the Bomb shows up. Clearly, they all have a very good, healthy, good relationship. It sounds like Bridget's been, around for a bit. She's basically part of the family at this point. And I believe that is when... is that when the house party happened?
No, I think they go to the restaurant next.
That's right. They go to the restaurant. I'm sorry. That was yeah.
Oh, no,
so they go to the restaurant.
You're fine.
And what was Lamu? Lamu is the restaurant.
That's why it was so adamant that we have to talk about Lamu. I love that name.
Is that a real restaurant?
You know what? I don't know. I don't believe so, but let's check because that's actually pretty hysterical.
Best steakhouse in Kentucky.
Oh my God, it's real?
It is real.
I kind of fucking love that though. We're not going to Esther's. We're going to go to Kentucky. And we're gonna
I'm
go
down.
to Lemu.
Lemieux with it's 3.9 out of 5 stars from Facebook reviews.
A 3.9 out of 5 isn't bad.
Not for Facebook.
Yeah, not for Facebook. I mean, my apartment complex has like a 3.5, and that was after someone got shot in the head in the parking lot. So you know what? That's pretty good.
It's pretty solid. Let's see what's on their menu. I bet it's a steakhouse. Oh, it's a steakhouse. There we go.
Hello, it's called Lemu. Although I would laugh my ass off if it was like a malt shop or an ice cream parlor.
That would be better. Like they should have that next door. That's a brilliant idea.
Oh, like Little Moo, Lemu, and Little Moo.
We should make a food truck that we do ice cream. We'll do an ice cream food truck and we'll park it right outside Lemu, and it'll be
great. So we'll do an
Moo.
ice cream food truck. It's just called an ice cream truck, you drunk moron.
I'm not that drunk. I've had okay, I might be a little drunk. But that's besides the point. Anyway,
an ice cream food truck. You mean an ice cream truck?
Presumably, we'll have ice cream sandwiches.
So do ice cream trucks.
Shut up. All right, so we're at Lemu.
Which is great. Oh, before that, his mom, Lorna, gives him tickets to the U.S. Open.
Oh, that's right. He casually drops. You're going to the U.S. Open for your birthday.
Yeah.
Just like before, Harry casually dropped, like, oh, I was in Africa for a couple of months doing some bullshit.
Yeah, which is, I think it's supposed to set up like Harry's gone a lot for work, but that doesn't play into the movie at all. For someone who's always away for work a lot, this bitch is home for like the whole movie. So I was like, what is he doing? Damn, her chest, that wedding dress makes her chest look way bigger than it did in any other outfit in that movie. Like,
for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so they casually drop that he's going to the U.S. Open, which apparently is going to play into leverage later.
Yes.
They're at Lemu eating what appears to be pseudo fancy food. Like I saw the plate and I'm like, that's like what people would consider fancy food in Bountiful, Utah. Like North Salt Lake, Utah. That's not like real fancy food. Anyway.
Yeah.
Lorna needs to go use the facilities, and she goes to the restroom, and while she is in the restroom, a very distraught woman comes in and asks her to kind of like shuffle aside so she can get to the napkins so she can dab her eyes because she's a sad panda. We don't know what about, and yeah. In that whole interaction, they hug and they have a little bit of like girl power, and it's awesome. She's super supportive. Lorna's super supportive. Girl disappears into the night. Lorna can't find her phone. Now, that entire interaction was semi-believable up until she lost her phone. She's just like, oh, well, I lost my phone. Do you know what I do when I lose my phone? If I can't find my phone, my entire house will be trashed looking for it.
Yeah.
If I'm at a bar and I lose my phone, like I lock the door and I like pull out my gun. I'm like, where's my fucking phone, you fuckers? Like take a couple pot shots in the air to let them know I'm serious.
Sir,
and she's just like,
Wendy's. This is a Wendy's.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I assume you're an iPhone user, aren't you?
No, I'm an Android.
Thank God. That made me like you so much more. Thank you for being an adult.
Thank you. Yes, it's affordable. It doesn't break on me. We're good. So, no iPhone here. Sorry, iPhone users. I like my Android.
Yeah, no fruit phones here.
So it's Lemu, and then from Lemu we go. Hold on one second. I'm checking my thing here. We go to their.
Oh! I love this next part. It is ridiculous.
Their palatial house, where
their fucking mansion.
Their mini mans, yes, that people only in The Sims live in. They hear sound outside, and it's like a fucking drone, and not like it's not a quiet drone. It's like zzz, like it's just like letting you know. Yeah, letting you know it's a drone. Again, it's 2018. Like drone technology has come a long way. It doesn't matter because Harry, in his beautiful hairy chest, and this man
so much chest hair.
So yeah, it's Gaston. That's what it is. You know.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
Gaston runs outside in his pajama pants, and Lorna is looking.
That's how he was. Looking all tactical with his fucking flashlight. I'm like, what are you gonna do?
You fucking brought props. I hate you so much. So he, with his little tactical flashlight looking, and Lorna's like, Harry went outside to go check. Mark, you stay here. Don't make a sound. And I'm like, send Mark. They're like, oh my god,
he's a grown ass man. Send Mark.
Yeah, send Mark. Like, and Lorna, I'm fully gay, and Lorna was looking like a snack in these white tank tops that she's just sporting.
Right?
Movie. Lorna, yeah. I mean, Lorna looks a lot like my friend Malin, except Malin has better hair. Because this
single.
Malin's not single, but she lives in Utah. She lives in Saratoga Springs, I believe. But Malin, I know from wrestling because she's one of the wrestlers' wives.
Oh.
So she's been trying to get me to move out there for years, but it's only because they want me to be a nanny for their children, and I don't want to do that. So, you know, but no. So I'm kind of like, Lorna's a snack. Her husband's a snack. This kid's.
Hold on. How do you spell Malin?
Melyn. No, it's fine. Malin's a piece. She's hot.
I'm not about ruining marriages.
No, that's absolutely fine. Yeah, her husband's also hot. Her husband Will is gorgeous too. So it's a very gorgeous couple.
But here's the best part. Here's the most unbelievable bullshit.
Yes, go ahead.
So Harry's out with his flashlight, and the drone just lands, and it stays there. And so he gets down on flexing. He gets down on his knees, and he looks at it. And a masked person who looks like they weigh like, come on, camera. Come on, camera. There we go. This masked person who looks like they weigh 135 pounds soaking wet.
135 pounds? No, like lighter than that. They look small.
Nah, we'll get to that in a second. Hits him in the like the middle of the back, and he knocks him out. The pain.
Maybe he thought it was pain. Maybe he thought it was a bear, and he's like,
"Oh, with a bat, by the way."
Huh?
With a bat. I didn't clarify. It was they hit him with a bat.
Wouldn't it be funny? It's like they hit him. Like I knew you meant bat because you went like this, but could you imagine one of our two watchers being like, hit him with what? A pool noodle? A rolling pin. My mom's gonna.
And he's out. He's out for the count. He's out. This big burly man, Gaston 2.0.
Harry
is
Gaston
out for the count from this, and his tactical flashlight did fuck all.
Yeah,
did absolutely fuck all.
Oh my
That's what you get for going outside with a fucking flashlight, Harry. Anyway.
No gun, no knife, no mace, no.
You're in Kentucky. Clearly, you have a gun.
Yeah, just chilling in the hallway for when your wife wants to leave you.
Break this in case of emergency.
Yeah, and then the way he's like doing it, I'm like, are you sure? Like, I can't remember what his job was, but it was like some sort of like, it seemed like some sort of journalistic thing.
Yeah, they didn't quite tell us. But it seems like some sort of journalist thing. Which
leads me to think, are you going where I'm going with this? Some true lies bullshit. Like, he's an agent.
Maybe.
See, this should have taken a hard left turn. And I would have been entertained, but no. What happens is he wakes up the next morning and it's 4th of July, and Lorna's like, maybe you should sit this one out. You know, he's like, no one touches the grill but me. And it's their 4th of July party. And he's like, you know, come on, I'm going to make the burgers and I'm going to do all this. And they hug. It was so weird. I'm like, you're a married couple and you're both hot. Like, why are you just like hug? I'd be like, absolutely. I'd kiss him and then I'd be under the sheets. My head would be just out of frame. There we go. And now we go to the whitest white.
The whitest party ever. They did have one token black guy.
He was there for the food, and you know damn well he probably he was like, oh, what's going on here, and probably wandered in from like next door or something, you know.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, so they
the most wholesome white party ever.
Mm-hmm.
We used to call them Shasta parties in high school.
Why Shasta parties? Because they didn't have real Coke.
Yeah, because they're all Mormon and they're not gonna splurge on actual soda.
Oh yeah,
and there's not gonna be caffeine because they're Mormon.
Get some RC Cola at least, Jesus.
Right? Really? Come on. So yeah, we call them Shasta parties. This is a Shasta party. It's a Shasta party through and through. The only thing that doesn't make it a Shasta party is the man boy, Mark, with his two friends who are like obviously younger than he is. Like Mark has a mortgage. Mark's probably been through a couple divorces, at least one. These people are like fresh out of high school, just like thinking about college.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And of course the one male friend is super immature. And the one female friend is supposed to be like really chill. We find out later she's a lesbian. Like they just threw that out there. Like Mark's not really my type. You're more my type. And I'm like, learn to act. And secondly, no lesbian in Kentucky looks like you. Okay? Not buying it.
What was her name? What was that Who was that character? Zara?
It was something like that. Hold on. I have the cast list right here. Harry, Karen, Pierce. Is it Monique? No, it was not. No, there's Jean. Oh, God. No, don't show me everything, guys. Yeah, it was Zara. Victoria Wynn playing Zara.
Sorry. And so I looked her up while I was watching this. And, like, in everything else, and I mean, and to be fair in this, like, she's gorgeous too, but, like, girl, why are you in this movie?
She owed someone a favor.
Clearly.
I bet you they were like, hey, remember that one time you didn't pay for lunch and I paid for lunch at Applebee's? Listen. Like,
I think I found our next movie.
What?
It's this woman's in it. It is called High Mile Escorts.
Is that a porno? You're not going to trick me into watching straight.
Hold on. No, it's on. I don't think it's a porno. It might be a porno. It might be a porno.
I am totally down to review a porno that has a plot, though.
Following the death of a coworker, a young woman working for a private airline learns the owner's secret and becomes the next target. Death, escort, female escort, flight attendant, secret. These are the hashtags with it. Young. What? IMDb, calm the fuck down.
Right. How did you
it's only TV-14, so I don't think it's porno.
Weirdo. That's super strange. TV-14, they call it Mile High Escorts.
Mile High Escorts. This might be our next one. First user review. Yet another movie promoting the degrading of women. Absolutely disgusting. 1, 2, 3, 6 exclamation points. The idea that women would do anything for money seems like a popular subject with LMN script writers. I don't know what that is.
LMN. I'll look it up. Keep reading.
So Lauren is hungry for money, and her friend Ashley loves to screw around for money. 4 exclamation points. Yeah. What does LMN scriptwriters mean?
Well, AI review says letter of medical necessity or lower motor neuron, low modulus neutral. Urban Dictionary. Here we go. I'll look that
Lifetime movie? Lifetime Movie Network.
Oh, okay. I'm so mad that I didn't get that.
Yeah! The English degree finally paid off.
So gay. English degree, loves Prosecco, and new Lifetime Movie Network. You are more of a homosexual than I am.
English philosophy degree.
English philosophy. Oh my God! No wonder why you're in therapy.
Oh, and why did Bridget not want to swim? Did we?
She's a ginger. Hello.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
they
she'll
didn't
melt.
really say. It didn't really matter because like the pool was inconsequential. But Bridget is a ginger. So my headcanon was she's pale as fuck. And she's like, I do not want to be in the sun. X, Y, and Z. You know. Also, I think maybe they were playing up because I remember her seeming pretty uncomfortable. So maybe she just felt really insecure because they play it up when Mallory joins the party.
Fucking tumbles over. Oh wait, but hold up. We got to go back. We have to talk about something. Because right before the scene of the party, there is a scene where these little children are running across the street, and there is a car that fucking almost hit them.
Exactly.
Like by inches.
Yes, which goes right into Harry and Lorna are talking to their gay BFF Pierce and the weird twink standing next to him, like this weird shirtless gay guy who probably looks like he sniffed way too many poppers. He's just standing there like shirtless in his bathing suit, and Pierce is like, they're talking about how like there's no
I was waiting for him to just start rubbing his nipples as he was talking.
It was awkward.
Just be like, it was super fucking weird.
It was awkward, and that's coming from someone who's had sex in a porta potty. Okay, I was uncomfortable. Listen, I was a teenager. Leave me alone. So, look, in Lake Havasu City, when you live at home and you're a teenager, you just got to make do. Okay, son?
Okay, all right.
Anyways.
No judgment. There's no judgment. Anyway, so kids almost get hit. Shasta Party.
Yeah, they're talking about, it becomes a focal point of like, oh, I guess Pierce is running for, I almost said student council, city council. And he's like,
Same.
I'm going to make people stop driving so fast. I don't know what the logistics. I tuned out because I'm like, why do we care?
Yeah, I don't. It was filler.
But Harry seems to have more chemistry with his gay friend, Pierce, the one who talks, not the one who looks stoned out of his mind, than his hot wife. Yeah, than his hot wife.
So,
context.
Lorna and Kelsey had some weird sexual chemistry. And then Harry and
Pierce
have some weird sexual chemistry.
Mark takes the trash out, and while he takes the trash out, more trash is riding up the sidewalk. It's Mallory on her bike. And the girl has a pretty face, but here's the problem here. And this is, I'm totally, because I've seen pictures of her and other stuff, and she looks great. Whoever styled her in this movie, first of all, does not know how to style people who are shorter, because they purposely put her in things that like cut off her body and make her look boxy. And then the hair. This
is why I said 135 pounds soaking wet. It's not that she's fat, because she's not. She's gorgeous. Like, arbitrarily, Ashley Wickers is gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
But their styling of her was god-awful.
No, especially the hair, because her forehead is on complete display. Like, her forehead looks huge in this movie. And I was like, is this a styling choice, or is she? I'm sorry, they're just people who have big foreheads. And I was like, no, she looks good in a lot of other photos in other movies. Who did her hair? Like, no, especially when she's riding the bike and the wind is sweeping her hair back.
Yeah, right? Like, it was bad. So, Mallory falls over, and of course, Mark, being the good man boy that he is, helps her. And there's chemistry forced upon us. That look is exactly how I looked. I'm like, what the fuck is this? This is utter nonsense.
Yeah.
So, but he is polite and says, "Oh, well, you're new to the neighborhood, and come to this party. You can start meeting your neighbors. Blah blah blah." And Bridget
does not like it.
Does not like it one bit. Who is this short, big four-headed little trollop trying to steal my man.
And that's what's unfortunate. Like, okay,
that said, though,
the conflict is going to be he's into this new girl, this new mysterious girl. But the thing is like, if that's the case, you have to make her way hotter than the current girlfriend. And the problem is the current girlfriend is still hotter, and she's not even in a, like, she's not swimming. She's not doing anything like trampy,
provocative. Yeah,
nothing.
like she's just literally in clothes.
Yeah, she literally.
I have a theory about this, though.
Okay.
But finish your point, though, because I cut you off. I'm really bad at that. I'm sorry.
No, we cut each other off all the time. No, I was done finishing my point. I was just rambling.
So if you remember the first scene with Bridget and Mark before Lemieux, he does a little like thing, like he's gonna go up her dress, and she like slaps him away. It's like, no, like. So like I feel like they're trying to show that like Bridget's a little bit conservative, and then as we find out later, Mallory is definitely not. If we're gonna believe that Mark is some sort of teenager, and we're gonna believe that he's somehow sexually deprived, I can buy into the fact that like, oh, like coming from where I come from, coming from the LDS background, people are so sex crazy that they just marry the first thing they can just so they can fucking experience it.
Yeah.
Thinking about it in those terms makes this all a little bit more believable until you realize they're all like fucking 35 and it falls on its ass.
Yeah, until you're like, so this is a movie and people have to be stupid for there to be a movie.
Correct. Yes.
Yeah.
What do my notes say?
He brings Mallory in. Bridget's immediately suspicious. And everyone's like, oh. And then she meets up with Lorna, and she's like, oh, I've been trying to find you. I have your phone. And Lorna's like not suspicious. She's really grateful, but she's just like, oh my God, like you didn't replace that. That was like, well, no, I guess technically it's been less than 24 hours because they were just at Les Mis the other night, but you didn't go and replace her. Oh, it is 4th of July, so maybe T-Mobile was closed. I don't know.
What happens after that? Oh, so then there's all these scenes with Mallory and Mark getting closer. Like Mallory is just like randomly at the house, and Lorna's like, oh, my house is your house. Like you are welcome anytime. Blah, blah. That was actually a little bit triggering for me.
Really? How so?
So growing, like in high school, there was a very Mormon household. I don't want to name names, but there's a very Mormon household that like was super welcoming until you didn't do like exactly what they wanted. And they're just like, oh, you're the Antichrist, leave. Oh. And so I was invited to like this Shasta party. And I made a comment that was not great, but it wasn't terrible.
Oh, what was the comment? I
basically just said I was happy to be there because there's a bunch of girls in swimming suits. That's literally what I said.
You monster.
You need to leave.
I know, right? And like she would like the matriarch of the household was like, get out, leave. You're not welcome here anymore. I'm like, for that? All right, cool.
And that house belonged to Mike Pence. And that house.
But that was part of what was triggering about it was like the house that they had this party in was actually pretty similar to the house that this family owned.
That is crazy.
Yeah, it was. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm probably gonna talk to my therapist about it later. But
oh my God, this is why I love this. I get to learn so much about you and all of it. It's so awesome. I'm like, wow. You think your religious neighbor experience was anything? I got you beat. I was not even like, I was so naive as a child that I was just like, nah. But like, we moved into a new neighborhood and I walked around to everyone's houses and said, do you have any kids I could play with? I was like 9. Was I 9? Yeah, I had to be like 9 or 10, right? I'm like, do you have any kids I can play with? Like, I have no friends. It was so sad, but I was a salesman. I was like, I have no
Yeah.
friends and I just moved here. Do you have any children that of my age that I can play with? And I remember hearing a bunch of boys playing in the backyard, and they were around my age, and they had 2 younger brothers, and it was the Stutler family. And you're like, I'm not going to mention names, and I'm like, oh, it was totally Mitt Romney. I'm like, no, I'm going to mention names. So,
Wait, was it
Scott,
really Mitt Romney?
no, no. I was talking about yours. That
Oh.
that that
Oh.
that Mormon house is probably Mitt Romney's house. That's why you don't want to mention names. Uh,
Oh no! If it was Mitt's house, I'd totally mention names. But no, I live further north than that.
Oh, there you go. No, so the house was the Stutler family, and it was Scott, Kenny, Daniel, and Sean. And so, like, I became really good friends with them because I lived right by them, and we moved to a new house. We were basically across the street from them. So
Oh, nice.
across the wash from the street that they lived on. So I never put two and two together that their family was like super religious. I knew that they like went to church because every Sunday I'd have to wait until like after 2 when they got home from service. But it was like, I guess like I started getting more and more like aware that there was definitely a difference in our upbringing because like the only fighting games they had were like Clay Fighter. And,
Oh
I remember their mom rented Event Horizon, thinking it was just a sci-fi. Oh yeah, I remember that like it was.
Oh shit!
Event Horizon because Sam Neill's in it and Jurassic Park had come out, so like you're thinking, oh, it's like a sci-fi movie with the guy with Dr. Alan Grant from Jurassic Park, and they popped that fucking movie in, and let me tell you, I was like, wow, this is crazy.
That movie fucked me up as a kid too.
Maybe we should watch that because I haven't watched that in a while.
Well, the problem is it's actually pretty good.
Mm-hmm. We don't have to
When
always
it comes like for a horror movie, like it's actually actually.
We don't always have
really
to watch
good.
bad movies. We can watch good movies. Like, I'm getting people who are like, you do. No, I like watching the bad movies because they're fun to make fun of,
For sure. I think we should watch if we want to diverge. I think we should watch something that everyone says is good, but is actually really bad.
That because there are so many movies. Like my favorite movie is Showgirls, and everyone hates on it, but it's
Showgirls is amazing.
Amazing, and it's aged very well, actually.
Right?
Yeah, I would love to watch a movie that everyone claims is good and be like, this is fucking bullshit. First of all, I'm gonna look right at the camera for this. My friends Michael and Snappy. Oh, Longlegs was so good. Longlegs was a fucking piece of shit.
Let me in now, and it can be nice.
What a horrible fucking movie. How fucking dare you waste one of my movie nights to watch Longlegs? And I should have known better because I liked the Pearl X Maxine trilogy.
You're a fucking movie star.
And so I saw Maxine in theaters. And my friend Michael was like, it was okay. I go, oh, dude, you know what? We clearly are not lining up. So you thought Longlegs was good? It was not. Scariest serial killer thriller movies and Silence of the Lambs, my ass. We totally got off topic. I'm going to condense this movie because, like you said, it's all filler. Basically, after Mallory gets introduced to the friend group, Mark dumps Bridget because he's got new pussy that he doesn't even sleep with. Listen, Mallory just starts like her little plan to get back at Lorna, and we don't really know what the fuck's going on, but we're kind of like, oh, it's got something to do with because by now, did you forget about the couple that got killed in the beginning?
Yeah, I was like,
I kept forgetting that had happened. It felt like an entirely different movie. It felt like an episode of SVU, and so Mallory is like now basically trying to poison Mark's mind against his mom, which is super weird. He's supposed to like he's on the tennis team at school. We see a montage of that, which is where we find out that Zara is
very mediocre tennis.
They're not even sitting on bleachers. Like what kind of tennis match is this? And that's when like Mallory goes, oh, have you and Mark ever dated to Zara? And Zara goes, no, you're more like my type. And I was like, and Mallory seems really put off by that, where she's just like, I'm like, okay, are you excited that at least there's no competition because like Bridget's out of the picture, right? Because Bridget like
Right,
leaves the
yeah.
house crying when he breaks up with her, and now like so slowly but surely she convinces Mark that he needs to quit the tennis team. I don't know why. And she like convinces him to rebel against Lorna, and she's trying to get nasty on the side of the pool and have him do underage drinking. And then of course, because Lorna's a writer, they got to do that whole thing where it's like the writer's new manuscript is now completely erased from her hard drive, and that somehow Mallory did it because Lorna like has been on a tear lately with her next book. And then we get a little bit of a backstory about when finally Mark decides he's just going to move out of the house, which is like, what is going on? And Lorna's like beside herself. She's like, I don't understand where this is coming from. Because like her and Harry aren't strict parents. Like they're just like, come home by curfew. Please don't sneak girls into the house. He lives in a mansion.
They kind of reminded me of my parents, especially after, because I joined the military at 17.
Uh-huh.
So I joined the military at 17. The summer after my junior year of high school, I went to basic training. And then I came back to finish my senior year.
Oh my God.
They call it a split option. So like my senior year, my parents were like, just don't murder people and like pass like high school. We don't give a fuck what you do.
But you're like the middle of 9 kids, right?
That was part of it, yeah.
Yeah, but I think by the time they got to you, they were exhausted. They go, listen, because I'm the oldest of 4. And by the time my mom got to the 4th kid, my sister Jordan, she was like, I don't even have photos. Like, we make.
You know how many photos there are of me?
How many?
There's like 2. There's like 2.
Why am I still picturing baby Ammon has the beard?
Because I basically did.
Yeah.
Actually, I didn't have a beard, but my ass was hairy as fuck when I came out as a baby.
Really?
Yeah. Like I was bald. I had like a little tuft of hair that was like bright white, but my ass was like Italian black. I looked like Harry, but like on the butt.
In the midst of her turning Mark to the dark side, right? Mallory sets her sights on killing Bridget. Bridget, who's just off jogging for some reason in the middle of an alleyway in Louisville.
Yeah, like in the sketchiest part of town ever.
But it's like during the daytime, so I walk everywhere a lot, especially for work. So I'm kind of just like, I could see she's probably taking a shortcut. Like, I know there's no traffic over here, you know, like whatever. Right. But of course, she has her headphones on and Mallory is just following her in her like beat up fucking sedan or whatever it is. She's barreling down the alleyway to run over Bridget. And then Bridget just takes like a sharp left, like through a gate. And then Mallory just pumps the brakes. I'm like, you could have still hit her. Like,
right, yeah, like,
yeah. But then Pierce shows up out of nowhere in this alley. It's banging on Mallory's window. He's like, you almost ran over Bridget. Almost like that's gonna matter at all.
Right, yeah. Like she's gonna care.
Yeah, so she backs up. She backs up pretty far. And then she starts speeding to run him over.
Yeah, that scene.
And he doesn't get out of the way. Like he had like I hate to victim blame, but there was like
you could have taken like 2 like big steps in either direction and been fine.
Yeah, or he could have like jumped over the car. You know what I'm saying? Like he just stood there and was like oh my God, I don't know if they tried to use CGI or camera trickery or whatever.
That was the entire stunt crew. That was it. They blew their entire stunt budget on that one scene.
She hit him, and it's not like we didn't get to see anyone fly up onto the windshield and over the car. Yeah, it was like the copy paste, and then they just moved his whole body off frame. It was like, I was like, that's it. So while she's seducing Mark, right? The whole time I'm like, are they going to report that like their friend is dead, right? It took them a whole day to get the news that their friend was dead.
And Harry was very upset.
Harry was like that actor had red eyes, just tears, upset. I'm like, yeah, because his boyfriend's dead. Like, hello. And Lorna's like, oh my God. Oh my God. Like, Lorna, like, isn't that your friend too? Because she
Yeah, right. Oh my God, I don't know what to say.
She was probably
You
happy.
need a blowjob?
Yeah. That's what
At any moment, at any fucking moment in this entire show, in this entire movie, at any moment, it could have turned to be a porno.
Any
moment. Literally, like watch the movie, pick a spot, watch it for 5 seconds. You could change it. You could change the very next line to be a porno.
So Pierce is dead, and Harry's
for no reason.
No reason. Well, they needed to pad the body count, and they pad the body count because they're like, oh shit, we gotta like make her look like a threat because this little girl does not look like a threat with her clothes from Torrid and everything else. They did a disservice. This girl is so pretty in other things I've seen her in. And honestly, like
they did her dirty.
They did her so dirty. I get it. She's the bad guy. We're like not supposed to side with her. You know what I'm saying? I get it. But just because you're evil doesn't mean you can't be fashionable. And
look at Cruella de Vil.
Did you say Cruella? It sounded like you said Cruella. And then that just made me think of Coolio as Cruella de Vil. And now
Coolio playing Cruella de Vil. That's a fucking movie.
Coolio de Vil. Too bad he's dead. Rest in peace to that legend.
R.I.P. Man.
R.I.P. A big part of the 90s, man. One of my first CDs ever was Gangster's Paradise, the single, because my mom... Everybody's. That and TLC's Crazy Sexy Cool. So, yeah. Yeah, my mom thought that was appropriate, and she wonders why the Stutlers' parents didn't like me.
Full circle. We brought that full circle. Well done.
Full circle. So, where were we? Okay, so things like, now Lorna's new manuscript's missing. Her husband's gay boyfriend's dead. She's perplexed. Mark moves out, and he has nowhere to go, and Mallory basically is given the illusion that she's been living in her car, which she has, until, plot twist,
this whole fucking scene.
The drone returns. We missed the drone. The drone comes back and starts harassing a couple that are now living in the house that the opening couple died in. And these two look like they just pulled them off a porn set. Speaking of porn, like the husband, I was like, you look so familiar. I've seen you in something. I've seen you in, and I don't mean like Schindler's List or even Shrek. I mean like I've seen you in Backdoor Neighbors Part 2. I've seen you in like, oh, My Son's Teacher Volume 4. I've seen this dude in some sort of gay porn, it looks like.
Something, yeah.
Something, because the acting was bad. The acting was porno bad. And same for the girl, too. So...
Time out. How the fuck does your partner get choked to death right next to you and you don't wake up?
I was getting to that.
Go ahead, then.
Yeah.
That was bullshit.
Mallory crawls onto the bed like the sexual predator she is, and she's doing the hands like this. It's like a duck, like whatever. Gets on top of the woman, and she wraps her hands around her, and she whispers, "This is my house." And so, like, oh shit, Mallory must somehow be related to the opening couple. And she chokes out this woman in like 5 seconds. And the husband's asleep, and the husband rolls over. And I'm like, dude, she just...
And she died like this, like...
Would you fuck me? I'd fuck me so hard. Stop. You keep doing that pose, and all I keep hearing is "Goodbye Horses." So,
Goodbye Horses.
What a great song. I had a friend do that to me when we did a podcast once. She just started playing it, and she's trans, and she just stood up. And I go, Jamie, you didn't have to do that. That was fun. I had to throw out the whole podcast. I was like, I can't do in Senegal, you crazy bitch. So anyways,
hold up, I can do it.
I'll let you
Your face was amazing.
No, if your ass is hairy, I can only imagine what your bush is like. Anyways.
Oh, I trimmed that.
Oh.
Like, explain that to me. Why do I grow a beard, but I still shave my balls?
Well, because the beard is the new wonder bra for men.
100%. I can't fold towels. I don't have a chin.
You don't have a chin?
What else haven't you told me, Derek? Because all I'm hearing are things you haven't told me.
It's gone. I don't have a chin. It's just like, this is all just fluff.
You have to have a chin. I've seen photos where your beard is trimmed down. You have structure there.
No, it's gone.
Oh, okay. Well, don't ever shave around me then. That'll totally.
I know.
It'll kill it. It'll kill it.
I know. Dude, I keep getting freaked out by this background. This is how I know I'm a little bit tipsy because like. So, I did want to say something, and it's on my mind now. And if I don't say it now, I'm going to forget. So I'm going to cut you off.
Go.
I feel like the last Love and Gelato. I feel like there was a lot of instances of relatively good actors doing what they could with just a bad concept of a script.
Yes, absolutely.
I feel like this script was so bad. The entire story was so bad. It like you could have fucking anybody in this and it would still just be absolute dog shit.
You know what? I would be 10 times more entertained if Cher was Mallory. Like, I feel like she could have saved this movie. Like, could you imagine? Like, I found your phone. I've been looking for you. You know, and all of Mallory's
But
lines.
you know what? If this movie was directed by like Quentin Tarantino and it had just like an all-star cast, it'd still be dog shit. But people would be like, "Oh my god, it's the best movie."
Oh yeah, and there'd be a lot of like scenes with feet.
Yes, so many feet scenes. It'd be like, what was the I think it was Robert Rodriguez did the movie about the serial killer with a car.
Yeah, Death Proof.
Death Proof. I recently rewatched that and like I was reminded at conceptually that's not a good movie.
I haven't seen it.
It's a good movie because the camera editing, the score, there's a bunch of things that went into it. But like, if you didn't have the budget to do all that, I feel like that's a movie that you and I would review.
Mm-hmm.
So my point is that while we're making fun of these movies, while we're talking trash on these movies, it's not that they're hopeless. It's that a lot of it, they didn't have the budget. They didn't have the talent. They didn't have, and not that any of these individuals are untalented. They just didn't have the entire book to make this something cool.
Mm.
Conceptually, there's no hope for this.
Yeah. And listen,
but if you throw $500 million at a movie, it's going to look cool, right?
Yeah. I mean,
they had what, 200K?
On the porn couple because it looks like the set of a porno. Like
it did. It 100% did.
100% did. They don't feel Mallory climbing on top of the wife and choking her for 5 seconds. Honestly, the husband rolls over and looks at her. I'm like, you literally could have done CPR. Like, you could have like resuscitated your wife, right? Instead, just Mallory just pulls out her Glock and goes, ch-ch. And then the husband's like, no. Like, I don't know who deserved to die more, that guy or Pierce. Because you literally could have disarmed this little girl at any point. And why did you strangle them? Why didn't you just shoot them both mafia style in the head?
Right? Like, that seems like that seems like murder with unnecessary steps. Just shoot them.
Yeah. So we find out, like, oh, she's the daughter of the couple that died in the beginning. And she's blaming Lorna and her book for all this stuff, for tearing apart her family. But like, your mom willingly went out and bought this self-help book, which said, you know, how to announce your divorce. Like, she quite literally is either a victim of abuse or she's just unhappy. I can't imagine that she wasn't a victim of abuse. So, but she also just stood there while her husband had the shotgun pointed at her. And she was like, no, please please. I'm like, honey, we need to like some Call of Duty strafe, or like
zigzag, motherfucker, come on.
Zigzag, duck behind some furniture, Fortnite build some shit to block the bullets. I don't know.
Fortnite build some shit.
I'm kind of like, who deserved to die? Her, Pierce, porn dude, or Lena's mom in Love and Gelato? Okay,
all of them for stupidity.
My mom's reaction when I said that the mom deserved to die in Love and Gelato, she was like, Tommy! And I go, what? She did. I stand by my... I hope to one day be approached by someone, they're like, I wrote Love and Gelato. And I'm like, you owe me a lot of therapy, okay?
Right.
So, and a bottle of tequila to send Ammon. So there's all this filler.
Mark runs away with Mallory. And Lorna's
calls his dad.
Coming apart. Yeah, calls his dad.
Who's like super mean to him. Like, we don't know why Lorna divorced Mark's father, but he's super mean to Mark. And he's like, no, don't call again. And then it's just like, this is so weird. What is going on here? Because if like you harbor resentment for your mom divorcing your father, we have been given no notion or feeling of that at all throughout this entire movie. And she seems
context or anything. Yeah.
And she seems like a pretty badass mom. There is kind of like a little bit of like a, ooh, whatever, Harry is my stepdad mentality, but it's not enough to warrant like that there's tension at home, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And
100%.
So and
everything you said.
Yeah.
I'm totally not pouring more tequila.
Pour away, my friend. Pour away. We're almost done talking about the movie. We'll talk about other things probably to make up for the fact that this movie sucked. But listen, they're planning Mark's 18th birthday, and Lorna's got like the big 18 balloons. Mm-hmm. Bear in mind, we had a 4th of July party. Okay? Bear in mind, he's quitting the tennis team. I'm confused. Didn't school let out? It's 4th of July. Like, I'm so confused by the timeline of this movie. It pulled me out of the realism. Lorna's latest book samples that she's writing are deleted from her laptop. She's a mess, but still looks beautiful. She's like, I'm so
that whole scene where she's like delivering to like the partners or whatever, and they're like, she's like, you like Kelsey's like, you look like you're a mess, and she's like, and then like pans to her, and I'm like, she looks amazing. Are you kidding me? Like,
and then Kelsey like yells at her. She's like, you need to get it together. Listen. And then like after everyone leaves, she's like super nice to her, like, go home. And I'm like, bitch, you're fired. Like,
right? Like, fuck off.
Fuck out of here. So we we see all that, and then Mark realizes where Mallory lives. She shows him her house, and basically it smells. Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm like this. I'm like, those bodies are decomposing. It's gonna smell really weird in there. Like every time someone shows that there's a body hidden, I go, you couldn't smell that. Like,
right?
I wake up in the middle of the night going, I'm gonna change the cat box right now because I don't know what demon my cat ate, but it's now. I've woken up in a.
It's now my problem. Like,
right? I've woken up in a dead sleep, just like I sleep like a fucking rag doll. So like I'll have like my arm up here, and like I'll wake up and have a dead sleep going, oh, I'm putting on some deodorant real quick, like, ooh, so he gets like basically kidnapped and tied up at the house, and she somehow gets a restraining order against Lorna on his behalf. And
we get this beautiful scene.
You know what? I will say the framing of that picture, she does.
It was good.
It was good. She puts on, that's the long dress that her mom laid out when she was going to leave her father. And Lorna starts putting 2 and 2 together because Mallory spells it out for her with like a newspaper clipping because,
because we didn't get it.
And she's just like, I like how Lorna's reaction is like, oh, those are your parents? Ooh. Okay.
Hi.
Yeah, from here it's just a blur. All you need to know is that like Mark is held captive. Lorna comes to his rescue, and a really mild cat fight on a bed happens. Again, another scene that could have turned into a porno. And then like she pulls the gun, she shoots, and she hits Mallory in the stomach, and Mallory just falls like when the person holding the string on the piñata just drops it at the party. Like she literally just goes and like falls out of frame on the ground. And yeah, like she gets up, and then Harry comes to the rescue. And doesn't like Harry like knock her out from behind?
Yes.
Lorna's
Yes, the same
Mark.
way.
Yeah. And Mark doesn't go, Mom, behind you, my crazy girlfriend. She's still alive. No, Harry comes in and saves them, knocks her out. And then they're all outside, and they have like a buddy cop movie moment where they're like all hugging, and Mark calls Harry Dad.
Yeah, and then and then there's a fucking dance video for some unknown reason.
Before the dance video, he calls Harry Dad, and then they turn, and here comes the gurney, and crazy ass Mallory is just strapped to the gurney, and she's just like this. She's like as they like take her out, and I went, there better not be a sequel. You're muted. He's muted.
Sorry, I just got shot in the fucking lung, but here I am like.
And I'm like, is she happy? Is she on morphine? What's going on? Like, I really want to know what happened to her. And then go ahead. Here's
what happened. Here's what happened to her. She had a sucking lung puncture, and she had to sit like that. Otherwise, she would suffocate.
Oh, God.
That is my medical opinion.
Oh, okay. I thought it was your army experience. I was about to be like, you know what? This is why I have you.
That was my army. That was my army experience. That's the only reason. And I have no fucking idea if that's true, but it sounds cool.
You sounded really good.
And then we are treated to the best fucking thing in the entire movie. A Shasta. We're back to the Shasta Party with Mark and Bridget and
Zora,
what's her name?
Zara.
Zara, and her gay boyfriend just fucking white boy dancing.
It was this. You know how I told you
it was awesome as fuck.
You know, it said 6 months later,
and they're younger.
It said 6 months later. Now I wanna listen. 6 months later, well, we were just at July 4th. So 6 months later, and there's the 18-year-old balloons there. And as punishment, she canceled his birthday party. So wait a minute. We celebrated his 18th birthday 6 months later. Why? He wasn't harmed, even though he was kidnapped. Harry didn't die. His mom didn't die. Why did we have to? No offense. I'm big on birthdays. Why did we delay my birthday party? No. And second of all, 6 months later in Louisville, Kentucky, that would mean it was like January, right? Why are they out by the pool?
Exactly.
Why are they out by the pool, Ammon? This makes no fucking sense. Oh, yeah. But we also see Lorna wrote a new book, and it's called It's Not Your Fault. And I'm like, oh, bitch, really?
But Lorna, it was your fault.
You wrote the book. I mean, I don't think it was her fault. Like, listen, what it was the wife's fault who died in the beginning, because she goes, I've been reading. And the husband was like, reading?
Reading?
Boom. Why are we having a pool party in January in Kentucky? Why is Bridget back with Mark? Like, oh, did you
mean
find
this pool party?
Yeah, that pool party. That's the 4th of July party. And why is the car parked right there too? I thought I had made.
Oh, that was a whole other thing. Why are these cars parked? Like they're like a fucking idiot parked them.
I'm like, is there a raffle? Like, is there a raffle later? And this is
It
the
made
prize?
no sense. That made me so angry. And it was like the first 20 minutes of the movie, and I threw something at the TV. I'm like, who the fuck parked those cars?
Yeah.
How did they get back there in the first place?
Yeah. Like,
Why?
who thought, like, you know what this movie needs? Dance break. Who thought
But
that?
what they should have done, what would have made it that part infinitely better,
Okay.
is if we have the shitty white boy dancing, and then like the frame cuts and it goes up and it goes up and it shows, and there's that fucking drone.
You know what? I would have died.
That would have been way fucking better.
Because you know what they do? They cut away, and it's like they're on the outside of the house. Because I guess the house is so iconic, we have to like pull back. You know.
And then the drone just fucking.
That would have been. You know what? That would have been fucking amazing. That would have saved this from being like 0.25 star, like 0.25 stars to like 0.75.
Right, like not quite a star, but it would have gotten us.
It would have
gotten
gotten half a
closer.
star. It would have gotten half a star from me if they had done that, because it's like I would have been filled with genuine terror. Like,
yeah,
equal, or
we're gonna have to watch another one of these.
Yeah, you know, or like she comes out with her own book, and it's just like, it is your fault, and it's all like one book is, it's not your fault, but Mallory's is, but it is your fault. What do we rate this on a scale? What do we do? 1 to 4 stars, or 5? I think we did 5 stars, right?
Yeah, I think 5 stars.
It doesn't matter because none of these movies are getting 5 stars. So what would you rank it at?
No.
I'm saying 0.25, because and that 0.25 was saved by Sierra McCormick as Bridget, and the actress playing Lorna being like, "What the fuck?" You know.
I'm gonna give it. What did we get? What did I give the last one? I think I gave it 1 star.
I think you gave it once. I think I think we both gave it 1 star. I can't remember.
Yeah. This doesn't deserve 1 star. No, it doesn't deserve.
This movie made Love and Gelato look like a Meryl Streep movie. Like,
yeah.
I mean, to be fair, Love and Gelato was a Meryl Streep movie. It was just making fun of Mamma Mia without the music. But yeah, it
was bad. It was really, really bad. I'm gonna give this. I'm with you. I'm gonna give this like a quarter of a star. Not even 1 star. It gets a 0.25 of a star.
0.25 of a star. Okay, now I was trying to think of something witty to say in terms of like MVP of the movie.
Bridget.
Yeah, MVP
obviously
is Bridget. You said Bridget from the get-go. I'll pick someone different. I think MVP, because it is Bridget. MVP is the drone.
I will say they had like a Jaws kind of thing with the drone. Like it was like this untangible terror. Like we don't know who's controlling. We don't know what's going. Like they could have played that up a little bit more.
Yeah.
And then there was that one scene where Lorna has the bad dream of Mallory like climbing on her and like strangling her. Like legit terror, like scared me a little bit. Like I was like, that's pretty fucking freaky.
That would scare me. Seeing that forehead come at me in the middle of the night. That's my sleep paralysis demon. That's my sleep paralysis.
Yeah. It would.
So MVP, you said Bridget. I said the drone. The LVP, least player.
I think honorable mention, Harry.
Honorable mention is the twink that was so high at the pool party that he just stood there awkwardly.
Fair. Here, yeah.
But the least valuable player, LVP. Who? Okay, we said honorable mention. Who's like our picks? I'm gonna say Pierce. He didn't have to die. You could have just, like Looney Tunes did, like the Roadrunner, just stepped to the side. She would have driven right past him. Mm-hmm. You know, yeah, I'll change it from Mark to, I don't know. Mark was also stupid. Like, Mark was useless and awful. Pierce was not needed and so dumb. He deserved to die.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
His twin boyfriend's honorable mention because I was entertained by the fact that that guy did not know what was going on, and I was like, "Is he a decoration? Like, what is this?"
Right.
Mark.
I'm telling you, man, if he just rubbed his nipples the whole time, it would have been so much better.
Yeah, it was just so like, and just like Lorna, like, oh, Pierce is dead, honey. And Harry's like giving an Oscar-winning performance. He's like, they found Pierce.
That's why I said Harry.
You said honorable mention. Who's your pick?
Honorable mention. Oh, who's my pick?
Honorable
Who's my
mention
pick for what?
is someone who didn't place, but you want to like honorable mention them.
Yeah. Well, so Bridget placed.
Yes.
Harry's honorable mention. And then we're talking about like the worst performance.
Yes. Now we're talking about the least valuable player.
Least valuable player.
I'm gonna go with
it's
Pierce.
Mark. It's fucking Mark.
See, yeah, you go with Mark, I'll go with Pierce. I think that's absolutely fair. What should be the next movie that we watch?
I'm gonna say that the first Divergent movie. Let's watch that.
Okay. I gotta write that down.
Yeah, it's what's it called? I think it's called Divergent is all it's called.
That's the first Divergent movie. Divergent.
Yeah, that one. Shailene Woodley's in it. Theo James and Miles Teller. Kate Winslet's in this?
Kate Winslet?
Yeah.
She a villain? Because if you're a big
Zoe Kravitz is in this?
Oh, okay. If Kate Winslet
and Ashley Judd.
Ashley Judd?
This actually has some star power.
All right. We'll watch Divergent.
We're gonna watch it. We're gonna watch it with the expectation that it's gonna be good. And then we're gonna be sorely let down and we're gonna be like very upset. So yeah, I'm gonna make the executive decision. We are gonna watch 365 Days on. Believe it's on Netflix.
Okay.
It is the gangster special. Gangsters meet, and it's apparently it's borderline a porno. So there's gonna be.
Oh my God! Did you just hear Vanessa in the background? Vanessa just chirped. It is.
Yeah.
3 different movies for it, and it turns into like this porno, and then it goes to like this love story, and it's like I was here for the sex.
I'm in.
Okay. You heard all that? Did it pick up the audio?
It did. I heard it.
Okay. All right.
I'm in.
All right.
I'm kind of digging this new webcam, man. Like
you look good. You look good, my friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Audio's good too.
Yeah, audio's perfect.
Good,
Cool.
good.
So we're going to basically be
we're gonna watch porno.
Yeah.
Are you excited? I'm excited.
I'm
excited to get your perspective as a gay guy, and then my perspective as a straight guy. Well, straight-ish,
hetero,
mostly straight,
hetero,
spicy.
But yeah, so I'm Tommy.
I'm Ammon.
And this is Tommy Watches It with Ammon, and we will see you next week.
See you guys.
Yep.
I've been doing a lot of reading.
You've been reading, huh?